we got some new stuff for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. So State of Play just happened, and with it we got a 6-minute like sort of gameplay featurette, and then we also got a behind the scenes thing where the devs talked about the game while also having some new gameplay intertwined with it. And man, the more I see of this game, the less I like it. Just when it was first announced, I was kind of like, oh wow, this game, who is this for? I don't understand this. Whatever, it's Rocksteady. They got a good track record. We'll see how it goes. And then we get more details and more gameplay and more trailers. I'm like, oh, this looks like just garbage. And this continues to confirm how I've been feeling. So, let's break it down what we got today. My first complaint about this game that I talked about on Twitter like a month ago is that none of these characters play how they are. And what I mean by that is Captain Boomerang has the Speed Force and uses guns. Yeah, why? Why did you choose Captain Boomerang if you're going to completely change him? Harley Quinn swings around like Spider-Man because they could not figure out how to get her to traverse around the city fast. So they're like, who's acrobatic and can traverse around the city? Well, Spider-Man. We'll just have her do what Spider-Man does. King Shark uses a chain gun. Or a lot of guns. That's just the primary one you see in the trailer, but in the behind the scenes they break down how there's a bunch of different guns you can use and everyone can use them. So everyone just uses guns. You know, you think it'd be like, oh, Deadshot's going to be the gun guy and everyone else is going to have their own thing. Like King Shark will be primarily melee based because he's a hulking type character. He's this big dude. That would make sense. Captain Boomerang is going to use boomerangs. Harley is generally known for like using a bat or something crazy. No, they just all like got a gat. That's how it goes. But Deadshot's just Boba Fett. He just flies around with a jetpack and shoots people. It's just, who is this for? This isn't for DC fans. It's not for Suicide Squad fans. Why'd you choose this roster if this is what you're going to be doing? And then also, freaking Rocksteady loves tanks so damn much, they brought him back in this game. Arkham Knight, I like Arkham Knight. I don't think it's the best game. I think Arkham City and Arkham Asylum are much better, but I enjoyed Arkham Knight overall. But one of my biggest complaints was all the damn tanks in this stupid game. There were so many tanks, and it was really annoying because you're Batman and you're playing a tank simulator. But, you know, you think that might be a one and done. Nope, there's a bunch more tanks in this game they show. And the gameplay for this really looks like a mobile game. Well, it looks like two things. One, it looks like a mobile game with all the colors and all the like different things popping out of enemies when you kill them and stuff. But also, something I realized watching this is it looks like the type of video game a character in a movie would be playing. You know what I mean? You know how like in movies they'll have a character playing a video game that doesn't actually exist and it just looks like a bunch of nothing. It looks like a bunch of crap. That's what this looks like. It looks like a fake person playing a fake video game in a movie. That's what it looks like to me. That's what this looks like. It doesn't look like something that's real, something that exists. Because you've got just like a bunch of people that aren't really the Suicide Squad going around fighting a bunch of purple guys and shooting a bunch of big purple things on top, like over helicopters and other enemy types. Like there's just a lot of weak points, you know, like, oh, this is a video game weak point. There's this big boss, shoot the big purple thing on his knee. Oh, there's a helicopter, shoot the big purple ball on the helicopter. It just looks like a bunch of monotonous crap. I don't understand. And then, like, story-wise, it doesn't make sense because, you know, the Justice League gets taken over by Brainiac, other than Wonder Woman for whatever reason. Obviously, that'll be explained, but she's good for some reason. But, you know, if that happens and you're Amanda Waller, you're like, oh, man, I gotta recruit the best of the best for this. Who's left? You don't choose Captain Boomerang, King Shark, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn. That's not who you go for. I don't understand why they chose these idiots. Unless there's literally no one left. Unless there's literally no one else, that you don't go for them. And there's got to be other people, because we don't see everyone being mind controlled or killed, so you think there would be others, but whatever. Also, it takes place 5 years after Arkham Knight, which is weird, because, you know, Arkham Knight felt like this is in the Arkhamverse. You know, Arkham Knight felt like the end, you know, especially if you did the Nightfall Protocol. Like, what happened? Batman just, like, said, I take all that back, actually. I'm Batman still, you know. I'm like, Batman's just like, whoops, didn't mean to do that. Like, you know, like, did he do some, like, big erasure of everyone's memory so they don't know he's Bruce Wayne? Or, like, what happened? That really makes Arkham Knight not hit as hard anymore. Why is this taking place in the Arkhamverse? I don't understand that. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. And again, to my point of why would you choose the Suicide Squad, these members of the Suicide Squad, they show that Captain Boomerang has a Speed Force gauntlet that he's provided with, and that's what he uses. And it's like, You can give that to anyone. Why do you give it to Captain Boomerang? Just because he's a Flash villain? That's literally it. I'm assuming there are some Argus agents that are very capable, much better than Captain Boomerang, that you could have use a Speed Force Gauntlet and be much more effective. Like, there are so many people you could choose, but instead it's like, let's give it to Captain Boomerang. Does not make sense. There's also, like, a lot of the designs of the characters I don't care for. I think Flash looks dumb. I don't really care for Wonder Woman's design either. I've said on Twitter that Lex Luthor looks like Paul Giamatti when he played Rhino in in Amazing Spider-Man. So that's just a weird design choice. I don't get this. They made they race swap Deadshot. Doesn't make sense because, again, it's in the Arkhamverse. If you wanted to race swap them, then why did you do the Arkhamverse? They've explained it before, saying that that was a fake Deadshot and this is the real Deadshot, which really doesn't make sense, because why would the real Deadshot be okay with the fake Deadshot taking all these high-profile contracts that take all this money away from him for all these years in the Arkhamverse? Because we had seen the fake Deadshot in previous Arkham games, multiple games. He'd been a part of that universe, taking a bunch of big profile contracts, and the real Deadshot never showed up. Apparently he was cool with an imposter doing his work and taking his money. That does not make any sense, and that makes Deadshot seem like a big dumbass. It does. I don't understand. Then they talked about some side characters you're going to be, like, dealing with that'll, like, provide you with weapons and stuff. They're like, Penguin will be giving you stuff. They said Toyman and Gizmo will be giving you stuff. I don't understand Toyman and Gizmo because that's kind of redundant. They're like, Toyman will providing you with cool things to use. And then they're like, Gizmo will be providing you with cool things. It's like those two dudes kind of do similar things. Why didn't you choose another side character? It seems like no one that's a part of this is a fan of DC characters and knows anything about them because of how they're handling them. It really doesn't make sense. I don't understand that at all. But hey, it is what it is. One of the things I could say that I did like about it, at least, is that it's 4-player co-op. So that's cool, because even a pile of garbage can be fun when you're playing it with, like, 3 of your buddies. So at least there's that. But man, this just does not excite me at all. That also, gameplay-wise, it's going to be live service. There's going to be a gear score for your gear, because everyone loves that in their games, right? So you're going to have all these different gear pieces you can pick up and use, and one's going to have, like, more armor and more power, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to have that. There's also going to be a battle pass, because why not? You know, it's a single player. Well, it's a co-op campaign game, but we got to have a battle pass, because every game has a battle pass now. Because, you know, that's what you loved about Arkham City, right? The live service and the battle pass. That's what made that game good, right? Like, man, when Arkham Knight ended, I was like, oh, I can't wait to see what Rocksteady does now that they're free of Batman. I love their Batman games. They did a really good job for the most part. I can't wait to see what DC character they use next. I hope they don't do Batman again because he's been oversaturated. And now I'm like, man, maybe they should have just done a 4th Batman game, because this looks awful. And again, why did they choose the Suicide Squad? It doesn't seem like anyone here involved in this game likes the Suicide Squad, because they're not doing anything that is, like, that makes it, oh, this is the Suicide Squad, this is why we chose these guys. You're completely changing the characters. I don't get this. Is it just because you wanted some ragtag funny group? Is that it? Is that the only reason? It doesn't make sense. But, yeah, have fun playing as Boba Fett and Spider Harley. Like, I guess, and shooting purple orbs, you know, that'll be a good time. Man, you finally get to play Metropolis in a modern video game, but guess what? You're not playing as Superman. And then you get, like, the reveal at the end of the initial gameplay, like, demo thing, where it's like Wonder Woman puts the lash of truth around Flash, and she's like, Flash, how do we stop this? And Flash is like, you gotta kill us. That's the only way to save the world. It's like, oh, I don't care. Man, I was like, I was so excited to see what Rocksteady did. Oh, Green Arrow game, a Nightwing game, a Justice League game. This could be, and they choose Suicide Squad, and you're fighting the Justice League. But that's my rant. I want to hear from you guys in the comments below. What do you think of this? Are you excited for this game? Are you not? I want to hear from you guys. Thank you to everyone for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.
Hey, skinny boy, saucy boy, I be running to the bank. Yeah, you know I hit the gas in the whip full tank. Riding past the ocean while I'm listening to Frank.